the truth hurts, good, that means it's working. Welcome back, where the results don't lie, and neither do we. So let's start.
In which I put out my theory that the majority, or at least most men that are single, are not as lonely as a lot of individuals out there would like us to believe. In fact, from the majority of the comments from men, most men have actually found it rather peaceful being single. And this seemed to upset some individuals, and by some I mean some women, some of whom left some very disparaging comments in regards to what they thought of me. But it doesn't matter what they think of me. What I want to know is, why would some women get upset that men are more happy single than they were in relationships? Because I think we all know that sometimes it's worse to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't appreciate you than to be single and be by yourself, where you don't have to worry about impressing anyone or worrying about what they're doing. So why would some be upset about what the guys were saying? Seems rather funny, doesn't it?
Okay, I am the problem.
Oh, good. Maybe this is a sign that some personal accountability is actually being taken.
I went on a date with this guy.
Okay, go on.
Men are finally tasting freedom, and suddenly it's scandalous? Relax. The only thing shocking is that men can survive without being financial hostages to marriage laws.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their minds.
Criticize all you want. Men are sipping their stress-free life while the legal system turned loyalty into a liability years ago.
Men who date women in 2025 deserve a medal, and I'm going to tell you why. Women nowadays are literally impossible to date. They know exactly what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. Well, actually, they do. What they do want is like the perfect man that doesn't exist. The man with the perfect job, but also spends loads of time at home. The family man, but also like the sexy bad boy. They want the world. Normal, nice guys just don't stand a chance. So if you're a guy who is dating in 2025, who hasn't given up, who is even trying online dating, which is a complete minefield, congratulations to you. Like, literally, you deserve a medal right now for hanging in there. But you should hang in there, and here is why. There are still some genuine women out there. I'd like to think that I'm one of them. And if you don't go out looking, if you don't put yourself out there, you're never going to meet her. Like, I know I get comments all the time from men saying, do you know what, I've given up now, I'm happier without women, I'm happier being single, I've got my kids, I've got my dogs, I've got my friends, etc. But if there is a tiny little part of you that still believes in true love and is still like a complete true romantic, please don't give up. Please continue putting in the fight for men. Please continue on your search for true love, because you never know, you might meet her today. You might meet her having a stroll in the sun park today. Maybe she's wearing little cute dungarees, who knows? But yeah, just don't give up. Hang in there and have a great day.
Oh, they call it selfish. We call it survival. Men learned early that marriage is a jackpot for drama, lawsuits, and emotional bankruptcy.
Victims of the male loneliness epidemic deserve exactly zero empathy from women.
And why would that be?
Because hating women is exactly how they got into this mess. And the only thing that's going to get them out of it is being less misogynistic and to stop placing the burden of their problems and the solutions to those problems on women.
I feel at this point, I should actually state the obvious. Because at least as far as I have seen, for the most part, those speaking about the supposed male loneliness epidemic have mostly been women. And a person has to wonder why that is. Not only that, but those particular women who choose to talk about how lonely and misogynistic most men supposedly are really seem to have never actually had a conversation with any of these single men. Because no, most men are not misogynistic. And those that are single are actually, for the most part, rather happy being single in their drama-free existence where they can actually just enjoy their peace. It's almost like some of these women need to believe that men are lonely so that they can justify some of the statements that they are making.
Modern men are thriving off freedom, and yes, We do it knowing that the divorce courts love to turn men into ATM machines.
What the fuck is wrong with the men in the West, bro? Why are they so dead? When I'm in the Middle East, I'm in Dubai, for example, or when I'm in Iraq, men actually notice me. Like, they actually look at me. I can see the desire in their eyes. They somehow indirectly connect with your femininity. Not that I need it. Not that I go out and say, okay, today's the day I'm gonna get looked at by men. No, but I notice that they notice me. And the truth is, I feel like a woman, okay? When I notice that about other men, I feel like a woman. But here in the West, I'm in Sweden right now, I don't fucking feel like a woman. Like, I don't know how to explain this feeling to you guys, but I literally don't feel like a woman here. At least not as much as I do in the Middle East, okay? What the fuck is wrong with the men here? Why do they have no desire? Why do they not know how to appreciate a good-looking woman? Where did your manhood go? The thing is, like, Swedish people, they're the descendants of the Vikings, okay? The Vikings were so masculine, so passionate. What the fuck is this? No, they're just not, they just don't have that about them. Like, the men here, they just, I don't know. They don't have it. They don't have it.
You scream commitment, while men quietly check out of a system that rewards risk and punishes caution. Genius, really.
The Rise in Single Men, which was written by a military vet, and it was published on Psychology Today. And that's like the idea of masculinity in our society, of like, here's a military man, here's a strong man. And he titled it The Rise of Single Men, and talked about how women are raising their standards and men are being asked to raise their behavior, right? They're trying to meet those expectations. And so now when you look at data, you see more single men than you see single women. And you see people starting to marry later, right? And make different choices. So I think the narrative is changing. I think behavior takes a little while to catch up after we start to change the narrative around it, but it is changing. And I think relationships are improving.
The rage is loud, but the irony is louder. Men avoiding marriage aren't cold. They're awake to the fact that love plus law equals financial carnage.
So let's talk about this narrative on the internet that all women hate men. You do have women out here who hate men. It is what it is. But you have women out here who love men, who respect men. So this whole agenda, or this whole idea that women hate men, like I get it. I understand why. And I'm gonna break this down to y'all. Women have become frustrated with men, and this is the reason why. Now, I'm not condoning cheating or animalistic man nature, right? I'm not condoning that shit. I think you should always treat your woman right, do the right thing. But you guys got to think about this, man. It was once upon a time where women were sold this fairy tale, right? Of this knight in shining armor, this Cinderella, this prince gonna come through with a glass slipper, put it on her foot, and she's just gonna wake up, she's gonna live happily ever after. But the fairy tale was because once they got into the real world, they got into a relationship with this guy who they thought that they were gonna be with forever. 9 times out of 10, man, he probably cheated on her, gave her a couple kids, left her. Then she goes to the next relationship, hoping that it's probably a one-off. Same thing happens. So she keeps going through this life where the same thing happens, right? So she begins to get frustrated. So now let's fast forward to 2025. And we're at a state where women are more liberated, they're more independent, they can work, do whatever they want to, they're so-called equal in society as men, whatever you want to call it, whatever. So now you're at this state where the women are only trying to date a certain type of men, which are the men that are higher up, the more successful men. We call a spade a spade. So just imagine you going through your whole life. You can't get what you want out of a man. Then when you get to a point where they tell you, hey, well, ladies, just date up, go for the most successful dudes. And then you go up this ladder to the most successful dudes, and you find out they got options. So it's worse. So not only could you not get the loser to play by your rules or to respect you or to be faithful, you can't get the dream guy you want to do the same thing. So you have to understand women's frustration. Women are in control of so much in today's society. Their money, their career, they can control everything. This is probably the only time in history where women have so much power. And the only thing they still cannot control is men. Listen to what I'm saying, guys. Women have the most control they've ever had in their life throughout history. But the only thing they still cannot control are men. Think about that. You would probably hate men too.
Happy, single men? It's not magic. It's math. 0 alimony, 0 lawsuits, 100% peace of mind.
Like, good women are not left on the marketplace.
No. So why are you single at 37?
Because it's a choice, and I'm a man. I'm not a woman. See, you're trying to conflate female values with male values. Not the same.
I'm just asking a question.
And I'm answering.
Well, no, I will say this. Not that I'm coming to John's defense, but he has a great point here. I recommend, feel free to trash this argument. I don't care. I think most men should not even consider getting married until they're age 30.
Real shit.
Even consider it. Okay? Most women need to full on consider marriage by the time they're 30. It's a different mark. I tell this story every time. I want you to be married with kids by the time you're 40 as a woman.
Sure.
There's different. All my best friends are 38, 41, 42, 45, millionaires crushing it, bosses. And I'm like, I'm the guy that's like, guys, we're fucking 40 something years old. When are we settling down? When are we doing this? And they're like, stop getting soft on me, Adam. Keep going. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to be that 50-year-old dude in the club. That ain't going to be me.
They judge men for opting out, yet history proves men who signed the dotted line ended up broken, bankrupt, and bitter. Not today.
Men are just way too soft, mate.
Yeah, they're weak. The society's flipped. Society has flipped its head. Women are in their masculine era and men are in their feminine era, and they're getting taught that at schools and they're getting pushed out on social media to say, oh, you need to be a soft man. But women don't want a soft man. Like, yes, you can be soft.
Society doesn't want a soft man.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Otherwise, society will fail to exist.
You need a man that has understanding of that stuff.
Correct.
That's different.
Correct.
Not be soft himself.
You can have a man that's soft with you behind closed doors, like with his woman, but even then to a certain extent, like, why would you want to show any sort of or form of weakness to your woman? I'm not saying that you can't talk to women about certain problems. Like, yes, do that. You need to be able to conform in her and trust her, but you're meant to lead the fucking way, boys. You're meant to open the car door for her. You're meant to open the restaurant door. You're meant to pull her fucking chair out. Stop thinking that's weak shit. That's what a real man is, and trust me, far better women will be attracted to you when you begin to act like a man.
Imagine being in a relationship and not being able to lead. It's gay.
Western men aren't disappearing. They're dodging a system that weaponizes marriage and glorifies entitlement. Survival looks a lot like happiness.
The biggest lament from women in 2025 is that men are just these men are being raised, being told that that's the way to be. They've been told since they were a very young kid, no violence. There's no need for violence. Okay, if I'm walking down the street with my wife, some guy comes up and smacks my wife's ass. She's expecting violence. Where am I supposed to learn that? If you teach me from the age of 3 years old, every time I get rough, you tell me, there's no need for violence. You be a good little boy. No need for violence. When am I supposed to learn to protect you? When am I supposed to learn violence on command?
There's studies that are out now, and there's videos, a lot of content I see now of single women in their 20s, very attractive women, looking to meet a guy. Men aren't even approaching them, have no self-confidence, have no self-esteem. They're buried in their phones. You look at that with the giant decline in birth rate. It is the beginning of the end for us as a civilization.
Yes, we're single and happy. But because modern marriage is a gamble, divorce is a trap, and men finally realize the house always wins. Except this time, it's them who cash out. You're watching Modern Dating Logic, where we keep it real, not emotional. If you're ready for more truth the world avoids, you know where to find me.